Hi everyone, Kevin McNamara here, and welcome to the second episode of Wake Up a Warrior. And the last week or so I've sent out a lot of emails asking people what their biggest roadblock is, what's holding them back in their life. Fantastic response. Thank you so much to those of you who did reply to those emails. Really appreciate that. And I'll just run through some of the things that came up for people. Self-esteem was a really big thing. A lot of people, lacking in confidence, and it seems to be a bit of a theme in this century that we're going in, that with so much going on, so much IT around us, social media, people are really lacking in self-esteem and confidence. So that's a really huge thing. Financial worries was another. A lot of people getting into big debt, or haven't got a job and struggling to find work, that kind of thing. Depression, well, we know that's just a huge thing for a lot of people. Having no structure. A lot of people mention that, and it's hard to move forward if you've got no structure in your life. And a big one, which I was surprised how many people said this: putting others first and neglecting ourselves, which was pretty amazing. And there's so many people out there doing that, putting others' needs and wants before theirs, and really struggling when it comes to looking after themselves. And if you can't look after yourself, then it's very hard to look after other people. But the one I want to cover today is people not knowing what they want. And that that blew me away with how many people actually replied to the email and said, Kevin, I'm trying to find my passion, I just don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. Can you help me? And the truth is, no, I can't. I can't help you work out what you want, because it's got to come from inside you. I don't know what you want. You don't know what I want. And no one can really help with that. But what I will say is, in regards to that, is you've got to sit yourself down in a quiet place and be totally honest with yourself. Honesty is the key when finding out what you want. Because I honestly believe there are two versions of us. There is this honest person who totally knows who they are and what they want. And once you know who you are, then you'll know what you want. And there is this second kind of vision of us, or second edition of us, is this pretty much an actor. You're just acting, you've been brought up, you've been moulded around your family, your friends, your teachers at school, that kind of thing. And so you are this person who you think you are most of the time, but it's not really you. And that's why you struggle to know exactly what you want, because it's not real. It's not the real you. You think it's the real you. I mean, you might, you go out with all your mates and you're drinking and carrying on, but always in the back of your mind, you're thinking there's something missing. There's something missing in my life. And that something it's your spirit inside you calling you and saying, hey, hang on, this isn't who you really are. You've got to come back here, get inside yourself and work out exactly who you are, and then you'll know what you want. But until then, you just keep living this, and I call it's a fake life. It's not real. You're not being real to you, not being honest to yourself. That's what the bottom line is. So my only kind of it's not really advice, but just some sort of direction, is to spend time alone with yourself. If you've got to spend 10 minutes a day in silence. That's, the late great Dr. Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra were good friends, and I always recall Dr. Wayne Dyer. He'd often say to Deepak, look, Deepak, I've got this issue around this, and this, and Deepak would just say, meditate. He'd say, yeah, but I want to do this, and this, meditate. So he would always say, just, the answer to all your worries is to meditate. And I've been doing it for, it would have to be 20 years, if not more, probably more. And it is. That's what keeps me sane, I think. It's just meditation, is going into that silent space and really working out exactly who you are, and just clearing your mind of all these thoughts. And thoughts are they're just this energy that just goes around in your head, and they don't do anything as such. But all they do is make you depressed. So you've got to spend some time just decluttering your mind and just going into silence. That's the only way you're going to find out what you want, is to find the real you. So who is the real you? And that's a question I'll pose to you. People that don't know what they want, who is the real you? Do you know the real you? And the thing is, we think we know who we are because we've been brought up and, as I say, moulded around this image that we've got of ourselves. But that's not who we are. You know, I mean, my name's Kevin, but that's not who I am. You know, I'm an online marketer and I'm an online educator. But that's not who I am. Who I am is what is deep inside me. It's this spirit, this energy that is inside me. And I have to go there often because that's where I get my fulfillment. It's where the love is. And that's where true life is, knowing exactly who you are. That's where you've got to go. And once you get there, and once you work out, wow, this is who I really am. This is me being, you know, stripped down to the bare bones. And sometimes you might like who you are, which is why a lot of people stay in this other fake person that they are, because they don't like who they are. But the only way you're going to change is to go back to who you are and then say, okay, this is the real me. I want to do this, this and this. I want to become this. And then that's how you work on yourself. But over here, there's just this fake person who is just going about their life thinking they know who they are and what they want and wondering why they're always so unhappy. And the reason is because they're fake. It's not the real you. Work out who you are, and then you can do anything. You really can do anything. Then you'll know what you want. You'll know how to get it, or at least you'll know how to work towards it. And your life will be so much happier and so much less complicated. You know, over here is full of drama queens and people who just carry on because that's what they've been brought up to believe that they are. That's who they think they are. And they're not. You know, so many people, you see it all the time. You see it on TV and the news and whatever, people who are fake. You think, wow, that is just so not who this person really is. They don't know who they are. So when you come back here to this honesty and be honest with yourself and sit with yourself, even if you don't like yourself too much, if you don't like the real you too much, you can change that. You know, but you have to connect to yourself, which in turn connects to the universe. This is what I believe. And once you've got that connection, you can do anything. And you can become any person you want to become. You can change your personality. And sometimes we have to, because the person over here thinks they're a nice person, but they're not. They're not a very nice person at all. And once you work out who you are, then you can move forward. And then you can work out what you want. You have to know yourself first. Okay, I've gone on long enough. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode of Wake Up a Warrior.